It reads, to appoint unto them that mourn in Zion, to give unto them beauty for ashes. I'm going to say that again. He says, it is appointed, not to everybody, but to them that are in the church, that are going through something, to give unto them beauty for ashes. The series that I'm in the midst of as we are dealing with and getting an understanding about legacy is God's beauty salon. His spa as well, brothers. Got to get some for the brothers too. And we are going to deal with beauty for ashes this morning. Amen? Amen. You may be seated. Welcome to God's beauty salon and spa. I want to jump straight to this because this has been marinating in me for some time. Long before we went out to Fort Worth, God had something up his sleeve. Typically, in the church, we are in reference to when God brings us out of the world and brings us into the house. Typically, we talk about the change that occurs when we leave the streets, leave the hood, leave the club, and come into the house of God. We typically talk about that change that takes place, but now we are facing a change that has occurred since we've been in the house. I just wanted to bear witness that I'm in the right place, that some of us have gone through some changes since we've been in the house. I thought when I left the streets, when I left the club, that I was done changing, that I was done going through some of my most difficult and challenging times. But I found out since I've been in the house of God that things had been a bed of roses. And so then I can understand when he tells Isaiah, writes, he says, I'm going to appoint unto them that mourn that are in the church. Because there are those of us who belong to the church, who are found in the church, who have been converted but are yet going through something. The mourning comes from the fact that we have to deal with some abuse. We've had to deal with some neglect. We've had to deal with even trying to obey the word of God. It has caused us to cry sometimes. We've had to deal with division and disorder in our lives, even in the church. Even we begin to mourn, Jamie, because we've tried to live out this holy life, and it has caused us to have to deal with some challenges. And so it has brought on some mourning in our life. It's brought on some mourning, and so the writer here says that it is appointed, it has been set for those that are in the house. Look at your neighbor and tell him he's talking about me. He's talking about me. That those that are in the house, that he says that they have gone through a period of dealing with some mourning. And so then he says, I'm going to first and foremost appoint unto them beauty for ashes. Now we understand that ashes symbolize not only grief or mourning, but it also symbolizes humiliation. Oh, Jesus, help me, Holy Ghost. It is these ashes that make me begin to realize that I've had to go through some self-condemnation. I've gone through some things that brought on some regret. It is these ashes that have shown up in my life because I've had to deal with some hurt. I've had to deal with, Jamie, some things in my life, and it has created these ashes. Oh my God, it has brought some things in my life that I wasn't expecting. Some things have showed up in my life that I wasn't planning for. And so then these ashes have shown up because Patrick, what it symbolizes is that something was on fire. Oh, Jesus, help me, Holy Ghost. The ashes let me know that something has burnt up. The ashes let me know that a chemical change is taking place. And the change wasn't just on the outside, but the change was on the inside. When you look at ashes, it does not just symbolize the fact that what used to look one way now has become something else. But what it lets you know, Deke, is that something happened on the inside. Because when a burning takes place, it is a transformation of something on the inside. And so what has happened, Sister Bobby, in going through my life, it has changed me to the point where now I look at myself and say, Sister Helen, I didn't used to be like that. Well, maybe am I talking to anybody? When I begin to think about what I've gone through, I now look and say, Patrick, you know what? My attitude ain't always been like this. I wish I had some saints in the house. I wasn't always suspicious of everybody. Oh, y'all don't want to talk back to that. I didn't feel infuriated, intimidated by everybody. I wasn't always like this. Something changed on the inside of me. I used to be loving to everybody, but something happened and set me on fire, and so I've changed. I came into church, I was on fire for the Lord, but now I'm just smoldering. I'm not hot any longer. There's some smoke coming from it, but you don't see no fire. I used to run to the church, but now, Tasha, I get there when I get there. But I ain't always used to be like that. I used to be excited about the word. Now I'm like, hurry up so we can get home. I got to get to the football game. Something changed in my mind. And it's brought on these ashes, and I realized I ain't always been like this. I ain't always been nervous. I ain't always had to take pills to lay down, pills to get up. I ain't always have to watch you out the corner of my eye. Y'all don't want to say nothing. I ain't always had to live like this. So it has changed. It has changed my life. It has changed me to the point that it has brought on these ashes. It has brought on these ashes in my life because I realized I hadn't always been like this. I hadn't always been like this. My attitude hadn't been like this all the time. I didn't always have a sharp tongue. Y'all don't want to talk back to me. Maybe I'm not talking to everybody on that one. I ain't always been like that. I used to have this excitement about life, but now I'm scared to go out my own house. I used to be willing to give what I had, but now I don't want to give because people talk about me. And so now I always used to be like that. So then he says, I'm going to appoint unto them that mourn in Zion beauty for these ashes. Again, beauty for these ashes. And so then, Sister Melissa, when I look at this, it makes me wonder that if the ashes are present now, then that means I must have been a different way before. I must have been of something of value before, but now I've been reduced to ashes. I used to have the love of God flowing in my life, but I've now been reduced to ashes. And so then it makes me wonder, Pastor Smith, what is it in me that's combustible? I wish I had somebody to talk to this morning. If ashes have shown up, then that means there's something in me, within me, that has the capability of being ignitable. There's something in me that's flammable. There's something within me that God made made me that was able to be ignited. And so I began to ask God, God, what is it about me that was able to set me ablaze? What is it about me? I thought I was like everybody else. What's the difference in me that the reason that I'm on fire and I had to go through the burning and look like they fine? Look, they look like they brand new. What is it about me that was so ignitable? What was it about me that it seemed like you didn't even need no gas and it just set me afire? I want to know, God, what is it? What is it about me? What you do to me? What have you put in me that makes me able to be set on fire? I even begin to dig deeper and ask the question, what set me on fire? I want to know what set me on fire. And there are two things that'll set you on fire. There are two things. The Bible says, Peter says like this. He says that, think it not strange. Not just any kind of trial. But he says there's some fire trials. So I've come to find out that the fiery trials have set me on fire. It is, and the question, go back to the question, well, what is it in me? It is that the fiery trials go after your faith. Come on now. Oh, Jesus, help me preach it in the Holy Ghost. Because he says it is the fiery trials that when I come forth, it is the trying. He says, know that the trying of your faith that comes from the fiery trials. And so then when I begin to try to step out, when I begin to try to walk out my destiny, when I begin to pursue my purpose, when I try to cut away some things, and when I begin to believe God for something that's not there, I begin to set on fire. Y'all not hearing what I'm saying. When I begin to believe what the man of God has been preaching about passion and purpose and promise, it begins to burn up some things, because now I cannot ascertain what he is saying about me unless I have something that's holding me captive burn up. Oh, I wish I had some help in this place. And so then it is God. It is God. It is God. Look at your neighbor and tell him it's God. It's God. It's God that's saying, I sent a word, but you can't activate the word unless I allow some trials to ignite your faith. Because where I'm going, yesterday's faith won't work. Where I'm taking you, yesterday's faith won't work. What I'm showing you, last year's faith won't get it. And so then, he says, I don't want you to think it's strange. This is deliberate. This is deliberate. This is deliberate. And so then, when God says that don't think it's strange and that this is deliberate, then that means that what God has done is prescribed a burning. Oh, Jesus, help me, Holy Ghost. What it says, son, is that y'all know, I had to help them understand this out in Texas, because they didn't even understand what I was talking about. I said, but I said in Mississippi, this is what we do. During about this time of the year, Gene, we burn our grass. We set it on fire on purpose. Y'all not hearing what I'm saying? And it may seem like it is foolish to set your yard on fire. But the reason we set it on fire is because we're trying to burn up what would hold back my growth. And so then what God does, oh God, I wish I had some help, because some of you have been trying to figure out what's going on with me. It is God has prescribed a burning in your life. God has permitted a flame to show up. And so it looks like it's burning up my good stuff. It looks like it's going to burn me up. It looks like I won't be able to take it. But what God is doing is, he says, I want your growth to increase. neighbor and tell him God has set you on fire. Look at your neighbor and tell him God has set me on fire. I'm burning right now. This thing is getting hot right now. I believe there was a rap artist saying, it's getting hot in here. Look at your neighbor and tell him, it's getting hot in here. I'm beginning to sweat because of the fire. I didn't want the fire, but God said I prescribed it. I've given a prescription, and I got to burn up, burn up, burn up, burn up, burn up. I got to burn up. Look at the neighbor and tell him, don't think it's strange. Don't think it's strange. Don't think it's strange. He said, don't think this is strange now. No, I have prescribed this burning. I prescribed this didn't show up on his own. No. I sent this one. I sent this prescribed burning. But make no mistake, a prescribed burning is a controlled. Jesus. It's a controlled burning. Isn't that right, Deke? When we set it on fire, we just don't let it just burn up everything. Now, there's a certain area that we won't burn up. Y'all not hearing what I'm saying? There's a certain area that God looks at us and says, I got to burn that nasty attitude. Y'all don't want to say that. I got to burn that spirit of fear. Y'all don't want to talk back to me. I got to burn your stinginess up. I got to burn your covetousness up. I got to burn your unforgiveness up. I got to burn your backbiting up. I got to burn your adultery up. I got to burn your fornication up. I got to burn up some lust because I want you to be on fire for me and not from the fire of lust. Look at the neighbor and tell him it's a controlled burn. It's a controlled burn. It's a controlled burn. No, so you have to understand. No, God is methodical. He is meticulous in making sure that he sets afire what needs to be set afire. Oh, yes, he does. Yes, he does. Yes, he does. And so then I'm now at this episode of understanding that God has deliberately set me on fire. Now, the second reason, watch this, the second reason that I set you on fire, I don't have time to go on it, but I did tell you there's two, right? Well, the other one is, well, Paul says this one. He says that, Pastor, you need to make sure you have the shield of faith, because there is an enemy that's going to shoot some fiery darts. And so, oh God, I don't have time to work with that. But some of us are on fire, not by God's, but because we walked out without the whole armor. And so the enemy began to shoot his fiery darts, and it's done set us on fire. Our anger gets the best of us. We are on fire. Our selfishness is on fire. It's going to get the best of us. Our uncontrolled emotions, it's going to get, oh, y'all don't hear what I'm saying. Tell your neighbor, put on the whole armor. Put on the whole armor. Put the whole armor. If I had time, we'd go down that road a little bit more. But those are the two ways that will ignite me. Is either God is taking me through a fiery trial, or it is the enemy's fiery darts that have penetrated my life. And so then I am now in this place of trying to figure out, God, what's really going on with these ashes in my life, because I desire to extinguish them. I'm ready to put the fire out. It's been burning long enough to me. I think it's done burn up enough stuff. And so I'm ready to pull the trigger. I'm ready to put it out in a heartbeat. When I saw the smoke, I was ready to put it out. Y'all don't want to talk back to me. And so then I realized that it is not God who wants to extinguish. Because if I extinguish the fire, you are still left with ashes. Yes, sir. I'm still left with the ashes. And so then you have to realize that watch this. It is the ashes that symbolizes my mortality.
Come on. That's right.
Oh, Jesus, help me, Holy Ghost. It is the ashes that let me know that I'm not walking in God's divinity.
Come on now.
And so then it is through the mortality of these ashes that I realize that I am mortal.
Yeah.
Watch this, I'm going somewhere with this. It is the fact that the presence of the ashes that let me know that I am able to be set afire. And so then it is God, watch this, it is God who's saying, watch, I want to appoint unto you divinity for mortality. Ooh, Jesus. It is my goal to give to you. I want to give to you this divinity in exchange for the mortality, because it is the mortality that symbolizes my limitation. Oh, Jesus, help me. It is the mortality that lets me know that I have certain things that I cannot do because they hold me captive or hostage. And so then it is God who looks and says, I must appoint unto them this glory, this beauty for this mortality, because I don't want them to be limited by their flesh. Oh, Jesus, help me in this place. I don't want you to be limited by your flesh, because it is your flesh that will hold you captive. It holds me captive, and it limits me to being able to do what God really wants me to do, because there's no good that dwells in my flesh. And so then I have to move. I have to get to a place. But make no mistake, I need to clarify something real quick. That when he says beauty for ashes, Lady Benton, this is not an exchange counter.
Come on.
Because if it was an exchange counter, then that means the beauty has to be equivalent to the ashes.
That's right.
But they are not. And so then when you see that word for, I just want to talk about that little three-letter word. When you see that word for, it's really he's saying, I'm going to give you beauty in spite of the ashes. Y'all not hearing what I'm saying? Because if it was an exchange counter, then I don't get any more than what I started out with. It is not God. That's why the burning is to increase you. And so then if I only swap out an equivalent to what you had, then what's the purpose of the burning? And so then you have to realize that what I'm going to get is going to be greater than what I had. Y'all missed that one. I got to give you something greater than what you had. And so in spite of the ashes, I'm still going to give you glory. Are y'all hearing what I'm saying? And so then I have to realize that when I look at these ashes, it lets me know that I've had to deal with some different situations in my life. And so then these ashes that show up symbolize that I've transformed from one situation or one state or one position or one mental constitution or one level of spirituality or one dimension or one realm. Are y'all hearing what I'm saying? I have transformed from one place to another place. And so then God looks and says, I don't want you to stay there. I don't want you to stay there, because if you stay there, you're not going to be what I destined you to be.
That's right.
You cannot leave a legacy if you stay in the state that you're in now. Ooh, Jesus, help me in this place right now. You cannot stay in this place. Because if you stay in this place, watch this, Terrell, that means you're going to operate from an ash mentality.
Yes, that's good.
Oh, Jesus. See, some of us are operating from an ashes mentality. That means, Patrick, I'm thinking from a place in my past. That's why he said, I can't let you stay with the ashes. I can't let you stay there because then you're going to think, you're going to operate from a place where you used to be. You're going to try to operate from a place of how you used to act, or how you used to have it, or where you used to come from. And so with an ashes mentality, I can never go forward. I can never go forward because I'm stuck. I'm stuck in this place because everything now that I begin to see through my ashes. Every relationship I see through my ashes. Y'all don't want to talk back to me. She broke my heart, so the one I'm with now, I'm looking through my ashes. Y'all don't want to talk back to me. He did me in, and so now this one I'm looking through my ashes, so you won't ever do me in. Y'all don't want to talk back to me. And so then God looks and says, I cannot allow you to stay here because if you stay here, you can never get what I want you to have. Because if you stay here, watch this, you'll begin to miss, watch this, Sister Melissa, you'll miss an eclectic moment that has shown up in your life. Oh, y'all say, what is an eclectic moment? It is a moment that's so diverse. It is a moment that's so different. It is a moment that's so unique that you have nothing in your past to try to get an understanding from. It is so unique that when you talk to folk, you can't even explain it to them. It is so unique. You get crazy trying to find something in the Bible that helps you understand what is happening with me. Why am I going through all of this? Look like people are walking out of here. Look like I don't hear you like I used to hear you. Look like I could hear a certain song and all of a sudden goosebumps will come up. But now when I hear that song, nothing moves me. And so when there's an eclectic moment, it is so unique, it will literally drive you crazy. It's like a poison ivy itch. You begin to scratch because you're trying to get rid of the sensation because you cannot understand what is happening. Look at your neighbor and tell them I'm in that kind of moment right now. I'm in that kind of moment right now. This is the kind of year that we're in. We're in this kind of season that God is doing something that is so unique that it begins to baffle me. Baffles me. So then God says, I cannot leave you here. I can't leave you there. And somebody will say, Lord, please don't leave me here. Y'all ever been in a place that you really didn't want to be in? Husbands, I know y'all can't say nothing.
Amen.
You may be sitting with your arm around your wife, or you got to go home with her. She ever take you somewhere deep? Yeah, deep. You nod. But see, the hell is going to get you, okay? You go somewhere, but you really don't want to be there. Don't stop looking over at your spouse. Look at me. But the Old Spice commercial said, look at him, look at me. Not back to me, back to him. Back to him. I'm sorry. And so you be in a place, Patrick, that you really don't want to be. But you can't figure out how to get out of the place. I'm in the place. I don't want to be in the place. Not really sure how I got here. But I realize I'm here and I don't want to be here. And so then I could deal with being here if I knew how long I was going to be here. Because I don't mind being in a place I don't want to be in if I know how long I'm going to be here. Because then I can bear it. It's best, just sacrifice, suck it up. It's all right, get over it, it ain't the end of the world. But the problem is, Diane, when I get to a place that I really don't want to be in, and I don't know how long I'm going to be there, and I don't know how to get away from that place. And so then, I'm saying, God, take me from this place of ashes. And so then, watch this. This is why the burning occurs. Because God realizes that to move you from this place, I have to burn up some stuff in your life. And when I burn up the stuff in your life, as we talked about a prescribed burning, it then literally transforms you. Are y'all hearing what I'm saying? I'm privy to the man, but God, Job said it like this. He says that God knows the way that I take.
Yeah.
But when he tries me, puts me in that fire, he says that I'm going to come forth as pure gold. And so then, until I'm burned, I still got these issues.
Yes, sir.
I still got these imperfections. I still got some hang-ups of some stuff you did to me when we was teenagers. Y'all don't want to talk back to me. I still remember when we was classmates and how you dogged me, how you stole my boyfriend, how you stole my girlfriend. I still got that residue in my life. And so then God realizes that I cannot step into this next arena with these ashes. I can't do it. I can't step there. I can't go where he wants to take me, because these ashes will ultimately will show me that there is some things still left in me to burn up. And so then I want to get away from these ashes. I want to get away from this place. And so I need God, watch this, to transform my life. I need God to take what's left of me and do something with God. Because at the rate I'm going to stay burn up. And keep going through these cycles of being set on fire. And so then I realized that God, I need an appointment with you, Lord. I need some time with you, God. I need to get in your presence, God, because when I get in your presence, I won't be the same, because I keep looking in the mirror. Oh, Jesus, help me in this place. I keep looking in the mirror, and the only thing I see is me.
Yes, sir.
Y'all missed that one right there. Watch this, watch this, watch this. See, when you get your mirror, see, the problem is what some of us do. Our mirror is too small. And depending on the size of your mirror, Kim, you can only see you. Y'all missed that part there. See, the problem is I need to see something besides me. But as long as I can only see me, then it will always be about me.
Yes, sir.
Y'all hear what I'm saying? And so then what God is trying to do is say, you need a bigger mirror. Because if you get a bigger mirror, watch this picture. When I get a bigger mirror, I not only see me, but I see what's behind me. Y'all missed that one right there. Because when I can see what's behind me, it helps me to realize really what's going on in my life. Because now I can take things in their proper perspective. Because I'm not the ice that makes the drink cold when I look in a big mirror. Are y'all hearing what I'm saying? But the purpose of the mirror is simply to allow you to see where you've come from. But then you have to put the mirror down and then get a window. Y'all not hearing what I'm saying? Because you need a window to be able to see where you're going. Are y'all hearing what I'm saying? But you can't get a window that's the same size as your mirror. And see, the problem with some of us, we're talking to people who are looking out of small windows. But they don't realize I've been looking out a window the size of that wall back there. And when I look at it, I see destiny. When I look at it, I see legacy. When I look out the window, I see businesses. When I look at the window, I see a church that's set upon a hill, that's able to do things that folks said we can't do because of where we located. When I look out the window, I see that we got buses, not a bus, but buses set up on the ground. But you got to be careful talking to people who's looking out a small window. Tell your neighbor, get a bigger window. Get a bigger window. Get a bigger window. And so then God is taking me through this. I'm closing right here. I got to get out here. God is taking me through all of this because he says, I got an appointment for you. I've appointed unto you beauty for ashes. I've appointed, I've set a place, I've set a time. There is a designated, there is a set time. Look at your neighbor and tell him it's almost time. It's almost time. It's almost time. It's a set time that God is going to give us beauty for our ashes. But watch this. The appointment is in a certain place as well as a certain time. Y'all not hearing this. You can't go everywhere and have the same appointment. Okay, ladies, y'all ought to bear witness. Not everybody can do hair just because they got a shop. Not everybody can do nails because they bought some fingernail polish. And so then you have to realize you can't go everywhere and get the same treatment. And so then there's not only a set time, but there's a certain place. Well, the place is I got to get to God's beauty salon and spa. I got to make it to the chair, because when I get to the chair, that's when God will say, sit down. I need some help right here. Come here, Patrick, and sit right here. That's when God will say, sit down, son. Take your shoes off. I got this. And God will begin to look. He'll begin to do an assessment. He'll begin to look me over. He'll begin to check me out and say, boy, this is not what I had in store for you. And so he says, hold on a moment. Let me get my cloth, because I got to do some stuff. I got to make you over. I got to change some stuff, because where you're going, this outfit won't work. The way you look, you can't get in. So I got to do some stuff by changing you. But he said, hold on for a second. Come here, missionary. I need you to grab this seat. Now hear what I'm saying. Bring me that towel right there, Jesus. Take a seat right here. I need to put a cloth over right there. Come on, right here. And so then God says, make no mistake, this is what we miss. We don't realize that while we in the chair, God got our spot. Y'all not hearing what I'm saying? We don't realize, because you can't see over there, because all I need you focusing on is what I'm doing. I need you just look, because the way you look now, you won't look no more. How you talk now, you won't talk no more. The way you live now, you won't live no more. The way you act now, you won't act no more. And so then God begins a treatment. But then he got this one sitting over in the chair. And he said, baby, I know you've been crying. I know you've been hurt. I heard your prayer, but it wasn't time yet. I know you was ready for your appointment, but it wasn't time yet. Look at your neighbor and tell him, neighbor, it's not time yet. It's not time yet. It's not time yet. I know you're anxious, but it ain't time yet. Because watch this. Help me, Holy Ghost. Can I preach it like I feel it? See, one of the things you have to realize, not every treatment takes the same amount of time. And see, and so then, that's why he don't call us all the same way, all the same time, because we don't all get the same treatment. See, some of us need treatment. Oh, baby, I'm gonna have to do something with this right here. You need some help with it. You've been going through, and it's done split. You've been wrestling, and it's done cracked. You've been praying, it's done broke off. But I got something that's going to make you look better than what you did before. But just hold on first. But then while he's working over there, he's over here. He said, well, wait a minute. It ain't your house that I'm working over. I got to do something with this right here. Yeah. Oh, my God. And so then, it's going to take me a little longer to do this, because it's deep. It's not superficial. It's deep. It's not on the surface. It's deep. It's not on the outside. It's deep. It just didn't show up, but it's been there. Look at your neighbor and say, neighbor, I got to make it to my appointment. I got to make it to my appointment. If I don't make it, I'm going to look like this. If I don't make it, I'm going to be broke. If I don't make it, I'm going to be hurt. If I don't make it, I won't go up. If I don't make it, I'll miss my purpose. If I don't make it, I won't reach my destiny. I got to make it. It's not your time to get in the chair. It's my time. And when God gets me in the chair, oh my God, he gets me in the chair. He starts working on me. He starts massaging me. He starts letting me know I understand, but that was prescribed. Y'all not hear what I'm saying? I know you can't do nothing with it because it was prescribed. I know you want to get rid of it, but it was prescribed. I know you're ready for it to go, but it's prescribed. I know you want to leave that job, but it's prescribed. I know you want to throw in the towel, but it's prescribed. It's prescribed. It's prescribed. That's it. Oh God, I feel the Holy Ghost in this place. I'm saying, God, work on me. I need some work, God. I'm in a bad fix. God, I need an extreme makeover. I want to be made over from the head to the toe. Don't miss one part of me. Rub me down with your oil. Saturate me with your anointing. Drench me with your power. Pour out your glory in the name of Jesus. I need your glory. So I got you. I got you. I got you. I got you. Because see, some of us, we need my mind. Start my mind first. Because I don't want to just look the part. Y'all don't hear what I'm saying? I don't want to just look the part, Mary Jo. Because if you dress me up and my mind's still the same, I'm just going to be a glorified fool. So I need you to work my mind, God. Work my mind. Because that I don't want to do, I find myself doing. That I want to do, I'm not able to perform. And God is saying, I'm going to give you beauty for your ashes. Y'all stand to your feet. Y'all take your seat.